Órale. The Barrio Love Oldies.com. Órale.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Barrio Lavodi podcast with your girl, Miss Crystal Marie, right here on episode number 18 with none other than the legend himself, Mr. Angel Baby. What's up? How are you doing?
Órale. 18 with a bullet, baby. 18 with a bullet, right?
Yep. I gotta put that song. I'm 18 with a bullet.
Yeah, no? Oldies forever, right? It's Crystal Marie. I'm doing good, baby. I'm doing really good. Doing cool.
That's good. Well, first and foremost, before we begin, I want to say thank you so much. It is truly an honor for you to take time out of your day to do this with me and share with all our listeners your story on who you are and just getting to know you a little bit better. And I'm just truly excited and honored. So thank you so much for being here with me today.
Oh, you got it, man. When you hit me up for this day, I blocked the whole day out for you, girl, and I've been pacing back and forth all day, wondering what is she going to ask me, man, what am I going to say, what's going to happen? And now you tell me you're going to find out about me.
Yes,
so,
we want to know all about you.
I'm going to find out about me, too, right now through your interview, girl.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We want to know, the first question is, where are you from? Where were you born and raised?
Where am I from? I grew up in Big Bassett, Bassett, California. And I was born in East LA, like Cheech from Cheech and Chong.
Nice. All right.
But as far as raised, you could say I was raised right there in Bassett, California. Yeah.
Nice.
I got all my class out. Yeah.
All right. So you grew up there, went to school there, everything in Bassett?
In Bassett, yeah. From second grade on to high school, until I got out of school. Even when I caught my first case, did my first year or my only year. All right.
I would never imagine.
I would have never imagined neither, Mija. I would have never imagined neither. But
wow, that's a new one.
you run around without taking life serious. Stuff happens. You know what I mean?
Really? How old were you when that happened?
Age, I don't know how old I was when that happened, but it was before I hit 21. Because let me see. Yeah, because I was, they were going to shoot me to YA, but instead they decided to put me in the county system because I was like right in between the age from hitting YA or from going out from YA to the youth authority to either going to the county system. So I ended up going to the county system. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good that you didn't go back. You stayed out.
I always told myself, hey, you ain't going back to that place unless you have to.
Yeah, no. Well, that's good. And so, tell us about what was it like for you, like in your home life? What were you, like in your house, your parents, your siblings? What was that like growing up in Bassett?
Let's see. Mom and Pops, love them both. Pops, though, I didn't like him for a long time because he used to discipline me. I was going to say he used to try to discipline me, but he used to discipline me, and that old school dad with the belts and the paddles and the punishment for a month and stuff, 2 months and stuff, so for a long time I didn't like him, but now I love him because I know what he was doing was just trying to help me become a better man, become the man that I am today, Mom's always understanding, beautiful, always understanding, taught me a lot about God, which is what helps me get through every day of my life nowadays,
Awesome.
God helps me get through every day of my life. My pops grew up in El Paso, so he's the Chuco town. Mom's East LA. Brothers and sisters, I got a younger sister, an older brother. We get along here and there sometimes.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Are you close to your siblings?
Yeah, we're close. My sister, My sister, I'm really proud of her too. But of course, with siblings, you always got your ups and downs. You know, your little squabbles here and
Sure.
there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, of course. Well, that's
I'm a middle
awesome.
child. Yeah. I'm a middle child, so that's always been rough. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know about the middle child, but the middle child, we always,
I don't.
yeah, middle
I don't,
child,
because
we
I'm the oldest.
lucky.
Yeah, I know. Like middle kids, I know my sister, she's like, I always feel like I get the short end of the stick from my mom because of you guys.
Yeah, it does happen
So,
that way. I'm living proof. It does happen, but and that now I'm on a quest right now to make sure that us middle child um get more love. You know what I mean? I'm making sure I did that with
but
my
you're being
kids,
an
and
advocate for the
yeah, that's
middle
it.
kids.
That's the word right there, advocate. I'm middle kids. Hey, let's go.
That's cool. And in your house, who was the one into oldies? Like, was it your parents, your siblings, or where did you start hearing oldies?
My pops. My
Your
pops,
dad.
yeah, my mom's también,
Uh huh.
but as far as oldies, my mom's listening to oldies, but a lot of Spanish at the same time too. So that's why I do know a lot of
Okay.
Spanish music también.
Nice.
Even though I don't know what they're saying, I still I still know a lot of
Really?
Spanish music. Yeah, well, I
So
know
you don't know
Spanish, but
Spanish? Oh,
sí, poquito,
poquito. Oh.
poquito. That I'll tell you a lot of the Spanish that I know
Uh-huh.
is what I learned while I did that county live. Yeah, I learned a lot of I
Oh,
learned a
okay.
lot of Spanish in the county. Yeah,
Okay. Do your parents speak Spanish?
yeah, they both speak Spanish. Yes,
Oh, okay, okay,
but
okay.
growing up, they wouldn't. The only time they would speak Spanish was so we didn't know what they were saying when they wanted to talk about us
Oh.
or tell us to do something. Yeah, they didn't teach us Spanish.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a thing. Like when they wanted to say some secret stuff, they would talk in Spanish,
Yeah.
and then we didn't know what the heck
Uh-huh.
it was. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
My dad, as far as the oldies, like I say, my dad had a big record collection. Um, of course, that was his collection growing up, but he was buying them when they were first coming out. You know.
Yeah.
Um, so I used to listen to a lot of his 45s and LPs también. And a lot
Okay.
of times whenever I get myself in trouble, or at least to him it was trouble. And when I was punished, I would listen to his record collection because I'd be punished in a room. So I had nothing to do but just bump his collection and look out the window. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Little did he know, huh? Years
Yeah,
later, that was gonna play a big
that's part of it.
role in your
There you
life.
go.
Yeah.
I do remember like some of the songs that I do play on the radio today. Um,
Mhm.
I remember spinning that 45, being either punished from him or also too when we used to kick back and shoot pool in the garage with the homies and stuff. But at the beginning, listening to some of them 45s and tears that I get to play now for the people, that like a lot of the underground stuff that we play nowadays. You know what I mean? A lot of not the commercial stuff, but a lot of the underground stuff. You know?
Yeah, that's so cool. So you just took it then. So it's something that you grew up listening to because your dad loved
Yeah.
oldies, and then naturally you just grew up listening to it. But at what age do you feel that you took like, well, this is the music that I'm bumping? Like how you said, like with the homies in the garage. Like at what age did you feel like you started like you yourself taking interest in the music?
When when I was a teenager growing up, probably high school and stuff, we'd be kicking back in the garage. We had a pool table at the pad right there, even in junior high too, right? We'd have a pool table in the pad, so we'd be shooting pool right there in the garage. Back then, I used to listen to the radio, Huggy Boy, Art LeBeau, on AM radio, XPRS or else KRLA. Either one of those stations would be the ones that we'd be bumping, listening to them oldies legends, play the music, do the dedications and requests, So
So like when you were a teenager, and like around
Yeah.
that time, like when you were a teenager, like was your crowd of friends like all into oldies, or like that was your crowd? They were all bumping oldies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The intruders, we'd be kicking back at my other homie's pad down the street, and his family had the collection too, so then we'd be bumping some intruders over there. This intruder super hits,
Yeah,
we'd
yeah.
always bump that.
Yeah.
Later
And
on, later on in life, when the hip hop scene started coming on, and we listened to a little bit of that too after, but
yeah.
it was mainly the oldies at first, and then that scene came around for a little while, and we'd be bumping both. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And I heard an interview one time that you said like you literally would be in the garage like, playing music for your friends, right? You would like be there with your friends in the garage. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, that the collection of music that I had there, which wasn't my collection, it was my pop's collection, and then my older brother then he used to collect a lot of music too, 8-tracks. I know some of you out there remember the 8-tracks. So if it wasn't listening to them on the radio, we'd be bumping the 8-tracks right there in the garage, 45s, cassettes, whatever we had the music on, we'd be bumping the music right there. And, when we're at my pad, of course, I'm the one spinning the music for everybody because we're at the pad right there, and I was in control, you know what I mean? And the music would actually hype me up so I could win everybody in pool and take their money. True story.
Wow. Yeah, a little motivation there.
Yeah, I put on a Pinerola and just start shooting away, and all of a sudden the game's over. You guys owe me. Okay, who's next? Let's go.
Yeah.
Flip the record over. Let's do it again.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yep. And where do you feel like, when you were playing music, for your friends and stuff, do you feel like that's where you were inspired to say like, okay, this is what, I like doing. I like playing music for people. Do you feel like that's what inspired you to do radio? Like, did you ever think that you would be doing radio at that age, or where did that come into play?
No, I never thought I would be doing radio. I never thought I'd be doing any of the stuff I'm doing nowadays. It wasn't
Really?
It wasn't a dream of mine or anything like that. I was just like I say, we're spinning some music because we're hanging out. As far as the radio thing, just listening to Art the Bull, Huggy Boy, listening to both of them on the radio was inspirational to me. You know what I mean? I did like what they did as far as the dedications, the requests and stuff that they do. You know what I mean? We'd always when you're hearing them say dedications or requests, we always stop, kick back, lend it an ear. You know what I mean? Even though we're listening to the music, and then when either Art or Huggy would go into a dedication, we would all stop, listen to what that dedication is, hear who's it going out to, or what the song was that was being dedicated. You know what I mean? So I dug that a lot. I dug that a lot, and when I got the opportunity to be on radio, that's one of the things that I'd always reflect on, is growing up listening to them cats on the radio, and now I get my turn. Now let me do it. Let me remember some of the stuff some of the music that I listened to growing up, some of the dedications that they did when I was listening, and now I got my chance to do it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how did you get into radio? Like how was that like, I mean, before radio, like what were you doing before you even got into radio?
Before I got into radio, I think I had my first baby. My first baby, and I was just hanging out, got my first pad. When I got, I did a county lid, and when I came home back to the neighborhood right there, my parents had already moved out to the Inland Empire, so I still stood out there for a while with some friends of mine, with my baby mama, because we just had our first kid, and then from there, I had to come find home with mom and dad, so that's when I moved out to Riverside, and had my first kid, my girl. had a job, so I got my first place, and it just so happened that the first the little townhome that out here, little townhomes that I was able to rent, it just so happened to be right down the street from KUCR, which is the university right here in Riverside, and that's where the radio station was. So.
Mm-hmm.
So I had just barely got our own place right here. Used to listen to Radio Aztlan on the radio. I found it on the dial by accident. I loved everything that they were playing and saying on Radio Aztlan because they did a lot of Chicano history and a lot of Chicano movimiento stuff that I never heard growing up never heard in my life growing up. All this inspirational Chicano stuff, you know, about all the Raza in the war. You know, how we were the frontliners, different stuff like the Four Horsemen, Corky Gonzalez, of course Cesar Chavez, everybody knows, but there's other ones that a lot of people don't know about. So I started hearing all this stuff, and I was sucked into listening to Radio Aztlan every Friday when it came on. I used to listen to that station intently and be like a sponge, sucking up a lot of the tórica, a lot of the talk that they would say. And I ran into the program director at a 99-cent store out here in Riverside, and I chopped it up with him, told him how much I love the station. He invited me down to come check it out.
Wow.
And gave me a little tour, asked me if I would like to volunteer and help him do his dedications and requests. I used to actually answer the phones, write down his dedications for him for his show. And I get to read some of them off for him, and I did that for a few years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
so I would say I fell into radio by accident, but with God's plans for all of our lives, it was not an accident. It was a
divine
part
appointment.
of what He got me doing.
Yeah, it was a divine appointment. That's what that was. Yeah, for sure.
Divine appointment. I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah. And I agree. I feel like, you know, it's a trip. Like, sometimes, like, we don't, I know, like, when I started Barrio Levoltis, I never thought it would grow to what it's growing to be, but, you know, I'm like, lo que Dios quiera, whatever God wants. You know, I'm He's the driver. I'm just, you know what I mean? That's it. Like, whatever God wants, you know? That's so dope. And so how long have you been doing radio now?
Over 25 years.
Oh,
probably.
My goodness. Wow.
I've been doing it I've been doing it for fun. Okay? I do it for fun. I know nowadays a lot of it doesn't. I mean, it may look like I'm doing it for fun still, but people might think that it's been my thing the whole time to progress in radio. Of course, it is, and it has been. But when I first fell into it, just all these years that I've been doing it, it was just a fun hobby, and still is just a fun hobby. You know what I mean? But it's grown. It's grown obviously with everything that I'm doing nowadays. But it's just been a fun hobby. You know what I mean? I enjoyed writing down people's dedications for this other cat. I enjoyed reading them on air. While I was doing that, they also appointed me to the news program. So I used to also run the news program for Radio Aztlan, where I would gather a bunch of news from different newspaper clippings, stuff from TV. Back then there wasn't the YouTube, the internet, there wasn't no Google. So I would gather all news, and the only news that we would put out is positive stuff. We would never put anything out negative about the gente, about Raza. So it was all Chicano news, and it was actually called Chicano Headline News. So I used to run that segment on Radio Aztlan for a long time, and I did learn a lot by doing that on my own too. A lot of the research I did. And then got me thinking about a lot of stuff now.
Go ahead.
You got me thinking, girl.
Let us know.
Yeah, because even after that, I mean, after so many years of doing the news, doing the dedications, and for the other DJ. And then when I got my time slot, which was an overnight slot, they actually appointed me to. We started a program called the Radio Atlan Apprentice Program, which was from UCR, Chicano Student Programs at the University of California, Riverside. And I was the maestro. I would teach radio broadcasting to the students from Chicano Student Programs. So we get a group of students from Chicano Student Programs. They'd come in, and we did like a 6-month course where I would teach them the art of radio broadcasting.
Nice.
So yeah, I was a maestro también, girl. So yeah.
So you're like super experienced, like 25 years, that's a long time. And I think I love your story when you're like, hey, this isn't something that I pursued or that I planned for. It just, like how we said, like it just happened. That's how God wanted it to happen. That's what He had for your life, you know? And then you have done so much now, like you have, your station, right? Now you have your station. What else, like your podcast? I see you're on a podcast. Like, like so much. All these events, all cruises, all this stuff that you're doing.
It trips me out. But when I sat back and reflected, I think somebody asked me. I don't remember what it was. A few months ago, I had to fill out some stuff that dealt with my history, and when I started reflecting on what I'm doing, or actually not my history, is like what I got going on, and I was like, shit, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this and that, and I'm doing this and that, and that and this. Damn, man, saying you're doing all kinds of stuff, Holmes.
Full time.
Yeah.
How do you, yeah, like, how do you manage that? Like, just being so busy and being such a public figure, how do you manage how do you balance that? Like, between being a public figure and doing everything that you're doing with your home life, because you're also, a father, you have kids, you have your partner, your spouse, or, your baby mama.
My baby mama, I got my baby mama, yeah.
How do you manage that?
It ain't easy. It ain't easy, especially juggling everything from like what you mentioned, from entertainment, radio shows to live shows, to the community work, to the family, to my grandkids. Music helps me a lot through everything. When I get myself frustrated with stuff, or I'm dealing with some people that are making life a little frustrated, and I'm trying to do what I can to help whatever the issue is, I'll put some music on and drift off into some finas rolas, and that helps me out a lot, like that, that helps me out a lot. Music helps keep a good balance, music helps keep a good balance.
And it balances like your thoughts, right? Like, does it allow you to like get your thoughts together, like unwind, just put everything into perspective, right?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you, like, so there's sometimes within a day that I'll get maybe about 3 or 4 calls from different, they're not friends of mine, it's maybe just a fan or somebody that's out there dealing with something that they're asking me if I can help them out. And I try to figure out, wow, what and how can I help this individual out? I don't even know nothing about this subject what they're going through. And I'll pray on it, play some music, give it a little time, and then, I think if God puts the right vision inside of me to help out. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think, I'm kind of similar to that. It's funny because I always tell everybody, my house knows when I'm going through it, because when I lock myself in my office and you hear the oldies loud, just leave me alone. Yeah. It's like, don't even knock on that door, please. I'm trying to get myself together. But I feel like music does play such, like, it just I don't know, it's so powerful. You know what I mean? The energy
There's,
behind it is so powerful.
there's quite a few times that, instead of coming straight, like I'm coming back to the pad, I got some other stuff to do, and the music is rolling as I'm cruising home,
Mhm.
and, instead of pulling in right away, take a little cruise around the block a few more times, keep listening to some
Mhm.
music, and, that helps keep the sanity smooth and put me to the next level. Like right now, okay, I was pacing all day. When are we gonna do this? When's she gonna call me? What am I gonna say? What am I gonna do? So about a half hour ago, I went for a little cruise, bumped some rolitas, started getting a little bounce, do a little chicken head, you know what I mean? And yeah, we're smooth. Let's go.
You're ready. That's awesome. No, yeah, I love how how you say, like, music is so important. Like, when especially like when you're going through stuff or you have a lot, how you say, like, sometimes people ask you for things, right? They call on you for help or whatnot, but you allow music to help you with that, like, to, how you say, get the vision to help them with whatever situation they
Yeah,
have going on. And it does,
yeah,
because it also inspires you. You know what I mean? Like how you said, it gets you in the mood, or it gets you, in that zone, right?
yeah. Like
Um,
like with like with my radio shows that I'm doing right now. There's three different shows that I'm on right now that I produce. Um, I learned a long time ago that what I'm doing on the radio and even at the live shows is not just doing a radio show playing music. I realized a long time ago that what I'm doing, the energy that's flowing through me and
mhm.
coming out of my mouth as I'm talking on the air, as I'm thinking of different songs to play in between the dedications and requests. I know that there's a lot more energy and power that's coming out of them speakers or that's coming off of that stage to everybody that I'm being used. I'm being used in a good way to help out help the gente out. Everybody. Why not? Why not? If
I
we can do it through music, music is energy. You know.
That's so true that you said that, because um, I feel like, especially, like when you're a host, right? You're like an online host. I host lives or whatever I do.
Yeah.
I always say that if I'm not okay, whoever's watching me, like, I feel like they're not gonna be okay because they feel it. Like, they feel
Yeah, they
your
do. Yeah.
energy. They feel like when you're okay and you're happy and you're good and you're in a good mood, they feel it. The vibe, you feel it in the energy, like, you feel it. And when you're not
Yeah.
doing good, you feel it too, and it's so important, like, at all costs, us as hosts, we have to make sure that when we're in front of a crowd, and I feel like, I don't know if you can relate, but it's challenging, right? Because
Yes.
we have personal lives as well.
Oh yeah.
And we have also, just like, our listeners, right? Or our supporters or whatnot. Like, we have issues too. We go through things. We go through seasons just like everybody else. And there's
Oh
times we're not okay. You know what I mean? And we still
yeah.
have
Yeah.
to, like, wake up and still put a smile on our face when we're breaking inside. You know what I mean? Or we're going through it inside. And I think that's the challenging part. I think for me, that's probably the most challenging part, is like, having to, pretend like there's nothing wrong. But as soon as I end that live or whatever
Yeah.
I'm doing, I'm like chillando, I'm crying, like, oh, but why this?
I've been
Right?
there. I've been there.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I still go there. Yes. I've been there and I still go there. A couple of weeks ago, I'm driving on the freeway heading down to go do my show, my Friday show, 6 p.m. On the phone, had a big family issue going on. My pops was in the hospital, and they were just taking him in emergency right when I was leaving to go to the radio show. I knew that sitting there, my sister my sister went with him to the hospital. I knew that sitting there in the emergency was going to just be there for a long time. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go do my radio show. But now instead of calling in and leaving everybody with some dead air.
Yeah.
So as as you know, I'm worried about him. You know, me and my sister are talking on my way down there, and you know, I pull in the driveway. Of course, I'm all watered up. You know what I mean? I got this heavy heart, wondering what's happening with the jefito. But just like you said, you know, I said, okay, let's shake it off. I got to handle some business right now. We got a lot of people waiting to hear the jams we're going to play, or waiting to get on the phone, or you know, make a dedication to their loved one. And sure enough, as soon as I play the first couple of songs, I'm able to put everything away for a while. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then there's quite a few moments that happen like that.
Yeah, and it's a challenge, but I feel like, you know what, that's what makes us stronger. You know what I mean? Like when we're able to like say, you know what, you know, regardless of what we're going through, just keep on pushing forward. You know what I mean? And it's like exercise. You know, what we go through, it's painful, it's hard. But, you know, the more we go through things, and as we go through things in our life, it's just like exercise. It's going to make us stronger. And I really believe that, you know, there's things that, you know, we face, you know, in our lives, and they're not always easy, but, you know, we just have to overcome, you know, and how you said, continue on, because we don't want to leave anybody with dead air.
You know what? One thing that's happened to me a lot too, during these the troubled times that go through our lives, and yeah, we gotta jump on stage or jump on the radio, and there'll be a call that'll come through, and either I'll do it on the radio live, or it's off there, and these people don't know what I'm going through in my life, but they'll say something that. Or they'll thank me for something that I had no idea that I helped them with. And then next thing you know, I'm hanging up the phone and I'm thinking to myself, man, that's why I came in right here. That's why I'm here right here. You know what? Because what just happened right now helped them and it helped me.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. That's so true. There's always a reason why, you know.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Good one.
So, I mean, throughout your like radio career, has there been anybody in your life that has been like your mentor through like your radio career, or you've just been learning as you go?
There's quite a few mentors. One main mentor would be with Radio Aslan would be Mr. Blue. Mr. Blue is one of our on-air personalities with Radio Aslan. I did learn a whole lot from him about Chicano. I took Chicano studies with him when I got into radio, and I learned a lot about Chicano history, and then also watching and learning about how he did radio helped me out. Huggy Boy, I studied a lot of Huggy Boy stuff. I learned a lot about the way Huggy Boy did radio. I loved his style. Same thing with Art LeBeau. I would Google or YouTube different stuff and check out some of the old clips of them on the radio, and I would take some of their stuff and add my own flavor in there and flip it to my own style, you know. So I would say Mr. Blue would be one of my mentors. Listening to the radio legends, as far as them actually helping me, no, a lot of times it's every man for himself out here, man. People don't like to help each other out. Me, I do what I can wherever I can, you know.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this though. So when I got involved in radio, in the Radio Aslan program, like I say, it was by accident, but it wasn't by accident because it's all God's plans, and I went with it. I did start going I did start taking classes after that though. I did take radio broadcasting classes at the community college right here in Riverside. So
Oh, nice.
something I never thought I would do would go to a community college or go to a college at all. you know, Never thought about doing that growing up. But being that I got into radio, and then I found that they were offering some radio casting classes right there at the community college, and I was able to fill out a grant back then and get all my fees waived. So I did
Wow.
take some classes, not to actually get a degree, but just to learn more about the art of radio broadcasting. And I kid you not, every course that I took, I learned so much that everything I was already doing hands-on made more sense to me after I took the classes. It opened my eyes up a lot more, opened my mind up a lot more to why you're not supposed to, you got to be what was it? Your etiquette, your radio etiquette. Why we got to do it like this, and how the listener is taking what you're saying over the air. How to present yourself proper on the air. How to. There's just a lot of little tips that I was already doing, but once I took the courses, it helped fine tune everything I was doing, and that's how I ended up eventually teaching a few years of the Chicano studies. Not Chicano studies. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
The Radio Aslan apprentice program. That's how I ended up teaching the skills, because I learned it so good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. TV. I don't know if you know, but I used to have a TV show also.
No way! Really?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about that.
I used to have a TV show out in East LA, and then I brought it out here to the Inland Empire. It was probably on air for maybe about 7 years, maybe. It was through the community channel, and it was kind of the same thing. I fell into it. A friend of mine would always invite me to go down to a friend of his television show out in East LA, and I would always put it off. I didn't want to, because one thing about me is, at the beginning, I did not want to be in the front line like I am nowadays. I loved being on the radio, but we were in a little box. There was no cameras. There was no nothing. People didn't see me. It's old school. You know what I mean? We were just in the box doing a radio show. So I did not want to be on stages and do all this stuff. It's not what I really wanted, but it is the bigger plan of who I am now. Yes, I realize all that,
Yeah.
With a TV show, they invited me down to go check it out. I finally accepted. I went down there, did one show, guest hosting on this one guy's program. And he liked it so much that he asked me to do his show for him once a month. So once a month, I would go down to East LA, and I would do kind of my own MTV type of deal. I would get it was back when the Chicano hip hop was just coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So I would get a lot of Chicano rap homies videos. I would air them on a TV show, as well as some of the oldies cats that I knew. I would play their videos. I would interview artists. I would interview a community member, and that was what the TV show consisted of. And I did the same thing as to where I started doing that television show once a month over there, and did that for almost a year. And then same thing, I went to school out here, the same community college. I took television production classes, and through those classes, man, that opened my mind up to what television really does and what it is. And I perfected that craft a lot too. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So it seems like everything you get into, like you go full guns, like even so much
Oh
to
yeah.
taking classes. That's so, like, that's awesome.
I'm very passionate
Um,
about it. I'm very passionate about it.
yeah. And, do you feel like, do you feel now that you look back at everything that you have been able to accomplish, do you feel now like you're at the, like there's a lot more that you plan on doing? Like, what's your vision now that you have all these TV, radio, podcasts, all this stuff? Like, is there more for Angel Baby, or you're like, all right, I'm getting
Oh yeah.
ready? Like, yeah.
We got lots more, girl. We got lots more to do. Right, there's lots
That's
more to do.
exciting.
Yeah, I got a lot more radio that I'm planning on doing. Um, whether it be with some of the commercial stations, other friends of mine that are giving me opportunities. We just we just have to fine tune, work out some of the deals here and there, because now it's a whole different world with me. um, as far as internet, that's something that I'm gonna start doing a lot more. Like your show, for instance. You know, I love what you do. I love hearing when you're doing the dedications on your show and stuff. I don't catch the full thing, but I do catch the little clips that are either on TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah.
And I've had people telling me for the longest time, you need to do a YouTube show. You need to do an internet show. And I was against it for a long time because I'm old school. I like old school radio. I like old school TV. But nowadays, and some of the guys some of the guys that I've worked with in radio and stuff had told me that eventually this is all going out the door and everything's going to be digital, and a lot of your radio hosts are going to get cut down to whoever's the strongest, and the rest of them they're going to start getting rid of, which I've had happen to me already in my life. So eventually I'm going to expand more into the digital world, girl.
That's awesome. Yeah, you should.
I'm going to go
you
digital.
Really should.
I'm going to go digital. Yeah.
No, yeah.
I've had people that have watched my TV show, that remember my TV show, that I'll still see at some shows here today, here nowadays, and they'll tell me, hey man, I used to watch you on TV. I love that show. And I've always told myself I'm going to bring back my television show, but do it online. My thing is just making the time to do it. So every year I plan on making the time to bring my television show back, and I'll do it digitally. I just have not made the time to do it. Even though I tell myself, okay, this year you're going to do it, Holmes, I get too busy with everything else that goes on in my life, you know?
But you know what? God knows the desire of your heart. And he knows that, and he's going to do it, in the right time. Yeah. It's going to happen, watch. And then we're going to be interviewing you in a few years and be like, Angel, so how's that TV show going?
And I'm gonna be out there in England or something, Japan.
No. By then you're gonna be very hard to get a hold of. I'm gonna have to make an appointment and be like, yeah, you can speak to him next year.
Órale.
I'm like,
hey, I get that from some of my friends right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We know that you have accomplished so much through radio, but besides radio, like when you're not doing radio and you have free time, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing on your free time? Like, with your family? I know you're a family man. What are your hobbies outside of radio and music?
I like to play golf. To
play
golf. I get out there. Yeah, I get out there on the golf course. Some time ago, the producer of one of my radio shows invited me to play in the Little Willie G golf tournament, his annual golf tournament fundraiser he has. He invited me to play in his tournament with them. I had a set of golf clubs that a friend of mine had gave me that worked for TaylorMade, and they were just getting dusty in my closet. So when they invited me to go be a part of the Little Willie G tournament, which Little Willie G, the Midnighters, I was like, heck yeah! So I started learning how to play golf, and to this day, I love to get out on the golf course. I love to go out there, listen to the music, play some golf. Once in a while, I still get a chance to shoot some pool. Right now, when we're done with this interview, okay, I'm gonna go out to the front and water my dry grass, and that's gonna help me out, and that's gonna take me to a different level.
Are you like,
Because every
you're
time I
outside
come,
with those plantitas with your little plants, watering the little plants outside?
I kid you not, girl. Every time I'm leaving or coming home, and I'm like, because my sprinklers ain't working no more right now. So every time I come back, I'm like, my grass is getting dry, man. I don't have time. So right now, that's what's good. That's gonna be my next hobby right now, is to go sit down and water the grass. Because I haven't done that in a while. No. I love I don't really kick back too much like hobbies like that besides golf and stuff. I love what I do. When I have free time, I'll open up my laptop. I'll start editing some music together. Other little projects that I've had in my head that I've wanted to do that I don't have time to do. When I find the time, that's what I like doing. I'll open up my laptop, like I say, edit some music, edit some drops that I've got from different artists, put together some clips like I used to do. Cause I used to edit my own TV shows también.
Wow.
So I love doing that kind of stuff. That stuff it's exciting and fulfilling to me.
Wow.
If I'm able to edit some stuff together, and then when I'm doing my radio show, I'm playing one of the edits I did, whether it's just a drop from somebody or a little clip of music that I put together, I know I'm the one that took the time to do it. And then I probably had it on the back burner for months, and I finally got a chance to do it. So that kind of stuff, I dig it. I'm passionate about what I do, bro. Very passionate about
that's so awesome.
Radio, TV, I'll study some of the stuff. Like when I got a concert coming up, depending on what artist that I'm going to be bringing on stage or whatever it is that's going on, I'll take the time. I'll take the time to do some studying. Even though I know a lot of these cats and I've interviewed them, and there's always still more you can learn. So I'll take a little time to do some research to make sure when I'm on stage that I bring them out properly, or make sure I got the right points as far as the years of their songs coming out or when they came out. I dig that stuff, bro.
Wow, that's awesome. What do you feel is like your besides editing and doing that, what is your favorite thing about doing what you do?
I get satisfaction out of helping everybody out or helping people out. That's probably the biggest thing. When I finish a radio show, when I get off air, and I'll get a DM or a message from somebody, and they'll tell me, "Hey, man, that show you did was on the one, or the song, or this that you said on there, man, you don't know, but I needed to hear that right now." I get a lot of satisfaction out of being able to help other people, or being able to use my resources and what I do to help out. Like with what we got coming up, we got the third annual suicide prevention event coming up on Sunday, September 22nd. I thank you guys for jumping aboard to be a part of it with us.
Yes, of course.
Doing community work. I really love doing community work. That was one of the first things when I first started being on stage and whatnot. It was my Turkey Jam food drive that I did for Thanksgiving. That was 20 years ago. We're going on my 20th annual Turkey Jam food drive this year to gather food for the less fortunate for Thanksgiving. So I've always had a passion for that too, for giving back to the community. I work with the Relay for Life. I'm the entertainment director for the Relay for Life with the American Cancer Society, Colton Grand Terraces, is the one that I'm a part of. A lot of my listeners have cancer or been through it. I've lost a lot of listeners to cancer, so being a part of something like that helps. It's satisfying to me to be able to do what I can to help out. I love that.
Yeah. It definitely is fulfilling to be able to have a platform, but how you say, using that to be able to help those that are in need, or, that's a beautiful thing. It's like giving back,
Yeah.
right? Giving back to those that support you and love you, right? That's awesome.
It's a bigger, that's why I say it's a bigger plan than me just entertaining on the radio or entertaining on stage. There's a bigger plan that God's been working through my life with the positions that He puts me in, and the crowds of people that He puts me in front of, and the hearts and lives that we touch. So I know that there's more to everything that I'm doing in my life besides just putting on a badass show for everybody. Eh?
That's right. That's right. Well, besides, I know you have the suicide awareness event coming up. Is there anything else that you have coming up? Your turkey drive, I know that's in November, right?
Yeah. Let me correct you real quick. It's suicide prevention.
Yes. Suicide prevention event?
Yeah, because we started out to do a suicide awareness, and when we first started that, one day it just hit me, and I said, you know what, wait a minute, let's change this. We ain't got no time to bring awareness to suicide. We need to stop suicide. So let's do a suicide prevention event. Yeah. And going into that subject, I had no idea how I was going to handle it. I was working with Angelina and her family, Expressions into Creations. They're the ones who brought this into my life and brought the awareness to me. I didn't know how I was going to tackle this subject. It's still even hard for me to talk about. But after the first one, we got calls back a couple of weeks after that people that were going to take their lives were there, and they decided not to do it anymore. The same thing with the second one that we did last year. One young lady that had talked to me before our second annual last year, she told me she was contemplating suicide, and it was because she lost her husband and she had still been broken down. I invited her out, told her, you got to come out, you got to check out what we're doing. She hit me up today and said, hey, I'm still here. I'm going to come to you to the third one too and see you guys again. Yeah, so prevention, it worked. It may not be able to catch them all, but everybody that we can help save is a beautiful thing.
And I'm super grateful that, you are still, able to go and say, you know what, no matter how big I've gotten, no matter how much God has blessed me, my job is to still go and put on these events for those that are hurting, And I'm grateful for that. So thank you for that.
You got it, man. We got to do what we can. All of us, all of us together, collectively, togetherly, we all got to get together and just keep doing what we can. Even if we're not doing it together, at least we're still helping out in the different cities and the different areas,
Sure.
So, like you asked me, what else is coming up? Let me tell you. So, of course, the big cruises that we got going on with my friends from Concert Cruise Events. In a couple of weeks from now, we're going to be in the middle of the ocean, a 3-day cruise with Ramon Ayala, who's I'm very excited to be sharing the stage with Ramon Ayala. I'll be one of the ones to be able to bring him on stage, so that's a blessing to me right there.
How exciting!
Yeah, and we got that, and it's sold out. It's sold out already.
Wow.
And with these concert cruise events, we got next year, Cinco de Mayo, we have 2 ships already sold out. Then we got September of next year, which we're just about to sell out the second ship of September. My friends with concert cruise events, beautiful people come in that put these cruises on, and they got me booked up with them, like I say, to the end of next year, and probably throughout 2026 also. So that's one of them. We got my friends with Art LeBeau. my friends with the Art of Bow Connection family. I've been doing a lot of work with them. We've been doing some concerts with them. We just came back from Casino Palma and did a show with the Latin legends, which was Malo, Tierra, El Chicano, the Midnighters. I just got off doing a tour with them. And so, but the people that put those ones on are my friends from the Art of Bow Connection, which is Tiger Concerts. We got a big old school show we're doing up in November, and a few more that we got lined up for next year. They actually had me as a guest host on the Art of Bow radio show, which they told me that I was the first guest to ever be on the Art of Bow radio show. Even,
wow.
You know, yeah, they told me Art never had a guest on his radio show, and of course he passed, but he's passed away. But a few months back they had me on as a guest co-host on there, so that was really fun too. By the co-host with Becky Lou, who actually hosts the show nowadays. So. And when they told me, you were the first guest to ever be on this show, and I was like, no, for reals? They're like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, pump my chest out a bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not only that, the homie said, not only were you the first guest, he said, check this out. He says, what's his name? I think it might have been George Lopez. He said, used to bug Art LeBeau to be a guest on his radio show. But Art used to turn him down.
Wow.
And Art did turn him down because he was never a guest on the Art of Bow show. So that pumped my chest out. You mean George Lopez wanted to be on there and he didn't let him, and I'm on there. I got to be on there once. All right.
You're like, yeah, I made it.
Yeah. So I do some stuff with them. I have some fun with them. Really great people, the whole Art of the Bow Connection family, really, really great people. I've known them for many years. I used to be on air right before Art of the Bow back in the days too, when I used to be on 99.1. I used to do an old school show right before he would do his oldie show. So I used to warm everybody up for Art of the Bow, so, which was always really cool, being that I used to listen to him playing pool in the garage, and then I end up being on the radio show right before him. Being on his stages with him was always great too. You know, I really honored feeling inside of me. You know, so,
yeah, I can't even imagine.
But Huggy Boy, his daughters reach out to me. They've actually been on the ship with us. Is where I met them. And we stay in touch, and to have his daughters tell me, you know what, my dad would really love your style and the way you do radio, and my dad would love you, and so we stay in touch. And I told him, you know what, I actually did a little bit of your dad's style and incorporated it into my own style. They said that's probably why he would love you.
Definitely.
We got a lot more concerts coming up, a lot of different concerts with different promoters that I'm working with throughout the rest of this year and on into next year. We got a lot of really good stuff lined up for me. I'm really excited about what the future holds for me. And yes, I'm going to eventually go digital.
I'm excited
for
about
your advice,
that.
When I go digital, when I go digital, I'm going to need your advice,
I'm excited for that, and I feel like I can't wait to have you, but you already do though. I feel like you go live.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, pretty much you do have it. So you are in a way I think what's awesome about you is that you are not only on radio, but you are digital, because you do go live when you're on radio. So it's kind of, the same. But I get what you're saying.
I'm building my own station, girl. Don't tell nobody, all right? Don't tell nobody. This is only between us, all right? It's only between us.
Exclusive?
Barrio Love Oldie exclusive, all right? Angel Baby's building his own 24-hour radio station is coming, 24/7, 365. We're going to be reaching as many people as we can and touching as many lives as we can and bumping Firme Rolitas for everybody around the world,
I can't wait. Well, Angel, I want to thank you so much for being with us tonight. I know, I think we could go talk for hours. There's so much. I bet we didn't even cover the surface of your career, but I really
no, they got a
enjoyed.
lot more, but we're good. We're good. We're good right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
I really enjoyed having you on with me tonight, and I really feel that I really am excited when I say I can't wait till you are digital and you have your station, and I know it's going to be big and it's going to be impactful because it's your spirit that transmits through your show, and you have a
Hold on, man.
beautiful spirit. You and your wife have a beautiful
Gracias.
spirit.
Thank you.
And
My baby mama,
your baby
she
mama,
hasn't made
sorry,
me
I
legal yet.
forget.
Yeah, she hasn't made me legal yet, man.
Yeah,
And I tell her too I tell her whenever she gives me that look and it's got the little gleam in her eyes, I tell her, hey, like Beyonce said, if you like it, you better put a ring on it,
we're gonna have to help her plan the proposal. Yeah, but where can we find you? I know you're on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, YouTube, all over, right?
Yeah. Mr. Angel Baby is the way to find me. Instagram is what I do mostly. Mr. It's got _ Angel _ Baby. Same thing with TikTok. It's Mr. Angel Baby. Facebook is official Angel Baby. YouTube Angel Baby TV. Everything used to be Angel Baby, and then I grew up and I became a Mr. Angel Baby. I had grandkids now. Now it's Mr. Angel Baby.
Make it official, huh?
Shoot, mom.
All right. Well, thank you so much again for being here with us today. And that does conclude episode number 18 here on the Barrio Love OD podcast. Any last words before we go?
Yes. Thank you for having me on, baby. And congratulations to you and everything you do too, because you're helping keep the culture alive también. The whole oldies dedications format and everything that you're doing to it. I hear the homies that are incarcerated calling up, making dedications on your show también. So shout out to you, baby.
I take after you guys. I mean, I'm inspired by you guys, all those before me. That's all I could say. You guys are my inspiration, and I could never fill your guys' shoes, but you guys are my inspiration. I get it from you guys, so all praise goes to you guys.
And to everybody out there tuned in, take care of each other. Everybody that's tuned in right now, take care of each other out there. All right? No matter what, just take care of each other. Lend each other a hand out there. Don't be so quick to be, who's this? Where's he at? Where's he from? Where's she from? What's this? Let's just help each other out. Hey, we're all here living in this crazy madness. Let's go.
Very true. Very true. All right, guys. So that does conclude episode number 18 here on the Barrio Love OD podcast. And we'll catch you on the flip side.